The van I dropped off this morning at the garage to get an MOT. Its first MOT in, I think, what is 3 years? Because hasn't had one for 2. Wasn't driven, of course, it was just sat on the driveway. So what that's meant is last night, for the last 3 nights, I have worked my socks off getting the van put back together again into a state where it might be acceptable to get an MOT on it, with all the bits of pieces that were missing off it, the locks, lights, bonnet, bumpers, everything you'd expect, washers, wipers, the things you need. So hopefully it's going to go through clean. We'll find out later. It's going to get its timing belt done. Also the load adjustment for the rear brakes, because I had all that off and didn't think to take the measurement because I didn't even know what the component did when I took it off. Got a kitchen, flat pack, MDF, eBay. What I've done is cleared up all of this floor space now, because all of my seats and everything are now in the van. I've got a kitchen to get put together and I've only got a couple of days to do it. It's bare MDF. It comes with the rubbishest one piece of paper, just a picture of what it should look like, no instructions, just got a bag of bits. So I need to start. Also, what I'm going to do is I've been making the decision whether to spray it or vinyl wrap it, and I'm going to go for a vinyl wrap. If I start spraying it, God knows what's going to happen. I'm into the world of learning how to spray wood, aren't I? So I've got to unwrap these boxes, get it out, have a look at the bits that I've got, and start fathoming out how it sort of goes together, with the concept of its shape and size already there, and then I'll scribe it to fit the sides of the van. Why does this keep happening to me? Bloody hell. That's got a missing bracket. White. I shouldn't be able to see them, but my colour scheme is grey and they're going to stand out like a bloody dog's dinner. Something. Box of screws. That's the instructions we've got, so I've got an idea how it goes together. I shouldn't really need more than that. Support helpline. Support, can you send me out another bloody hinge, please? And then the door, the other thing I'm going to need is I need the locks, and I also need the edging strip to go around there. So I'm going to take this measurement here now across there, order some locks for that, and also the trim. I need to do that first so I can get that on its way to me. So we've got 15mm for the thickness of the door and 20mm for the diameter of the hole for the lock. I've just measured around all of the sides with the tape measure, the ones that have got that groove cut into them for the trim to go on. It's 20 meters. So I've just ordered 20 meters of trim and some push button locks that are 20mm in diameter for 15mm thick board. I had to just make a guess which way around to have my oven sink. So I'll have a look now at putting some of the bits together and seeing how it fits. Guesswork. Treading very, very carefully because it's not actually held together. It's just very gingerly balanced. I've laid it out like that to suss out if this needs to go on the end or if it needs to be inset a little bit. But it looks like it. Yes, it definitely does go flush with that side, because that is flush, and then that just fits in there, and that just fits in there. So I've just realised something. So it came flat packed in 2 boxes. All that stuff over there which is for this tall wardrobe unit here, and the stuff on the other side here, which is for this unit here. Now it comes with a top, 2 fronts, a door, and 3 sides. So there is actually a side in there. And now looking at the picture, I can actually see that there's a trim going down that one, which is that tall one over there, but there isn't a trim there, which means that obviously that front section overlaps the front of that. And it's good that it does that, because I was looking at lining up this panel to this edge, and I realized that the trim piece that goes around the edge of the wood, well, it overlaps the sides, and if that went flush to that, then it wouldn't be able to fit on. So what I'm going to do is start at that end instead, work my way this way, and I reckon I'm going to end up with a 15mm overlap, where the top overlaps that, and I reckon it overlaps by 15mm in comparison to where I had it laid out before. Let's crack on. So my board is 15mm, so I've got about 12mm from the tip of my drill bit to the start of my tape, so that when I'm doing a hole, I don't punch all the way through the wood. And then I've also got a little pencil line mark on there as well, so that when I'm doing my first hole, I go up to my tape. And then when I'm doing my second hole, because I'm also drilling through one of these blocks, as I drill through that, I go up to my pencil line so that I get the same depth. So I'm also making sure that I'm getting the panels the right way round. So these panels, anything that's got an edging cut into it like that, needs to face the front. So I'm really struggling to hold the pieces together and then get my drill in. So if there's a piece here, get my drill in at an angle, because by the time that drill bit has gone through the block, it's completely off center, like that over there. And then when I actually look at it, the hole is too close to the edge because of that daft angle. So what I'm having to do is put the block on one side. I've got the 2-hole end of the block on the other one, and now I need my 1 hole on this side. So what I've done is I've put the block on the other board, I've put this board in position, then I've drawn around the block that's on there, then getting another block, using that as a template, line it up, drill through. And on that occasion, I go through to my pencil line marking on my tape to take into account the thickness of that block. So another thing is, when your panel is going on that surface there and it needs to be pulled in snug against that side, if you actually sit your block just ever so slightly back rather than being flush, you know that when that screw goes into this panel here, it'll pull it in nice and flush. There you go, nice tight join. No gaps. I've not fully finished it yet. I've flipped it over and I've got the front and the side, and there's my 15mm that I predicted. So that capping that goes on around there, because it has a lip on it like that, has that room there. If that was up against here, then your capping wouldn't go on and you'd be pissing around, slicing it down, making it look all horrible. Now I can get a really nice professional finish on that. That's looking good, isn't it? And that's not fixed in yet. The next thing I'm doing is just decided on this, for the same reasons that the capping goes down here, I'm gonna set back a little bit. I reckon about where it is there should be adequate. No point in going any deeper, because then you're just losing your depth of your cupboard, aren't you? For your fridge or whatnot. Cool boxes going in there. Okay, so I've put it all together. I think I've got more blocks in there than what was intended, because I've not got enough to do the other cupboard. What I'm going to do is, I think to make life easy for getting this door sorted, nice, because it has to be absolutely perfectly lined in there. There's no way I'm going to do it trying to hold that in position in the middle of the door and get my hinges lined up. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to take this piece back out, lie it on the floor, lie the door in the middle, stand on it so everything stays in the right place, and then I'll mark my hinges up. There we have it, my first unit. Looks alright. So, because there's no lock or anything on there at the minute, hinges, I had the sense to hinge up on that side because my bed's gonna be here. So I was like, well, if we hinge it on the right, it gives you that space to get to it rather than having it hinge it other way around like this and then being restricted by the door. So I have been online and I've ordered the trim around here. I've ordered some push button locks. I've ordered some LED lights that I'm going to put on the inside of here, and I've also ordered some little switches as well. So I'll have a little switch on here. I can open the door, flick the switch on, and it's lit up inside. I can clearly see what I'm doing. Nothing worse than rummaging around in the dark. There's two things in life that you always need to be able to find the things that you need. Those are glasses and torches. So before I pull it off, I'm gonna cut it to size first, just making it just a touch bit bigger than it needs to be. What I'm gonna do is have it slightly, and I'm gonna go for having it slightly overhanging there, stick it on, and then I'll slice that down on with a knife rather than trying to stick it on straight and end up with it like that. Okay, let's give it a go. I've got my Tesco club card there as a smoother. I think we'll start at the front and work our way back. I'm really happy with that. That looks really good. A little bit dubious about how good the adhesive is because it really doesn't take much to peel that back off again. But once that capping goes on, it overlaps all of the edges, so that'll certainly pin it on. I just have to be able to hopefully get that capping on without, as the capping goes on, without pushing this back. So we'll find out, won't we? Quick update, got the van back from the MOT garage and it failed. To be fair, it failed on some of the things that I actually asked them to look at before even went in for the MOT, such as the headlight alignment and the wheel alignment, and not the wheel alignment didn't fail on that, it failed on the rear brakes not being efficient enough, and I asked them to look at that before doing the MOT. So it failed on a bit of a welding issue as well, so I've resolved that, I've done the welding, and it should all be good now, after a day of panic repairing to get it back to the garage next weekend, next week. Got it back from them, and I've spent all day really. My dad came down for a couple of hours and he helped me sand all of this down whilst I did a bit of clearing up in there because it was driving me insane. It's all masked up, it's ready to go. I'm about to pull a sheet across and I'm going to get spraying. I'm going to get this done. I think it's about 6 o'clock. It's late. It's frigging ages to get this masked up, but I'm going to crack on with it, get it done tomorrow, maybe do some paint correction, or actually start getting the kitchen unit in. Not the news I was hoping for. I took it back to them today, Tuesday, for them to recheck the MOT issues and then do the timing belt. And he is having a nightmare trying to get the pulley wheel bolt and pulley wheel off. Van's in bits again, all the front ends off apparently. So I'm back at home building the kitchen units. So my best bet now is to build these units as best as I possibly can and do as much work to them as I possibly can, so that when I do get the van back, hopefully maybe tomorrow, I've got like a day to put the kitchen units in and just do the bare minimum, just try and get it ready for going away. Ta-da! Look pretty decent, these. Hello everyone, so I'm sorry that I haven't managed to get a lot of footage of doing the interior of Donkey. It's been absolutely crazy since the MOT for the van failed and the garage needed it for a couple of days and I needed it for a couple of days to get it ready to go to Scotland, which is where we're going now. We're in convoy with a pair of our friends now. We're going doing the North Coast 500. Donkey's not finished by no means. We've got cables hanging down, we've got no headliner, hardly anything is working. But we're going, we're doing it, and I've got a smile on my face and I'm really enjoying driving the van again. Revving its ass off in fifth gear, trying to do 70 miles an hour. I'll see you later, guys.